Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where in the world you might be. Thank you for making us part of your day. Is everyone breathing? Is everyone alive? Here we go.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Let us take a moment to appreciate the fine work of Aaron Ramsdale. Thank you. And what a wonderful performance. Hopefully, you can hear me. Just having an internet issue here. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear on your end. Wow. What a game that was. One for the rearview mirror. And you guys know I only use the rearview mirror to check my lipstick. Hi, it's me flying solo. We'll do this nice, short and sharp. And just so you know, tomorrow, Monday Madness, I have Andrew Arsblog coming on to review the game with me. So you're going to want to tune in at 8 o'clock tomorrow to hear what Andrew has to say. Super Kev is still in Malaysia. He'll be back on Tuesday, but we will have a observation video from Kev. So you're going to want to look out for that later today, and we'll have some questions from Super Kev for Andrew tomorrow as well. In the meantime, everyone who has joined me this evening, squaddies, at ease, at ease. I don't even know where to begin. Should we just start at the beginning? Good evening, everyone. Let's breathe. Hello. Hi, Trev. Hi, CM. Let's just give some hellos as everyone is joining in chat right now. Hi, little Soph. Sound fine, loud and clear, lovely jubbly. Chief Like Officer, keep the troops in check, please. I did all my steps once again in this game. And I've been doing my steps in our last 3 games, methinks. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. So good evening to all. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. As I said, tomorrow night, great show lined up. Monday Madness with Arsblog. Can't wait to hear what he has to say about this match. Let's start. Yeah, fix my score in the banner. I will. Thank you very much for that. It felt like that though, didn't it? There we go, fixed. Oh, thank you. Thanks to our good friends at ZENITH Coins as well for being our partner this season. And we'll leave all that to the end. But don't forget, you can nominate someone for the coin, the Highbury Squad at gmail.com. Go to zenithcoins.com and get your Arsenal coin 25% off using code HS20. It's beautiful, tan numbered certificate of authenticity and all. Speaking of a certificate of authenticity, I think the only player that deserves any type of certificate or award this evening is this guy. But let's start at the very beginning. I'm pretty sure that the delay threw everybody off. Players and managers are creatures of habit. They are fine-tuned like machines to keep going. And in their planning, in their preparation, everything they do, Super Kev has told you before, you've got a mindset, you've got your training, you've got everything prepared to the minute, to the second. And what happened at the beginning was absolutely crazy. Super Kev in chat, live from Malaysia. He's in studio covering the Liverpool Man City game. He was doing Leeds v Arsenal. Super Kev, hi. I sent you a heart failure WhatsApp. Teams are going to try and rough us up and incite Gabriel, especially 1-0 to the Arsenal. Kev, we did an entire show with Tom Canton defending Gabriel, and a couple listeners said this show could come back to bite you in the butt. Now, on this occasion, I really don't think that Gabriel, that wasn't even a red card, by the way. Was he stupid to even try and retaliate in the box at at that point in the game 100%. But we're going to get to that, and we'll get to it soon. But Kev, there's no defense of that stupidity. We've defended him because he's the bruiser, he's the beast to the beauty. And today, I actually thought most of the game he had a better game than Saliba. And again, we'll get to that. But to kind of just get involved in those nonsense, I mean, Arteta's going to have a word with him. He needs to calm down. And I thought Xhaka did a really good job of trying to contain him. But my goodness, today started off with gremlins in the technology. It was an absolute shit show. 200 of you in live chat. Hit the like button if you like being lucky, because that's what we got today, is lucky. And sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good. Tony always says that to me sometimes when we're playing golf. You get the odd lucky golf shot. Sometimes it's okay to be lucky than good. But that beginning part was crazy. This is the Premier League. This is a multi-billion-dollar business. And you don't have a contingency plan. You don't have backup. What the heck is that? And then the players are the ones that have to suffer. And then the managers have to go into some type of, contingency plan themselves, which I'm sure they're prepared for in these cases. And I think they have been, because of what we've seen over the last 2.5 years dealing with the pandemic and all sorts of problems. Yeah, it is the best league in the world. It is. League is better. Bundesliga is a great league. La Liga's lost its shine. Serie A's come back and is very good. It's the best league in the world. It's the most exciting league in the world. Okay, we're not going to get into that today. Super Kev says, get in the 3 points by any means necessary and get out. Yes, and that's what we did against the Norwegian side in the Europa League. And, Liverpool, we pretty much dominated that second half. What I like about what happened, Kev, and tell me what you think, is when you can win a game like this, we may not have played well today, and people may think that the players weren't good, because they weren't. But I think it says you're a good side. And I was in a WhatsApp with a couple friends of mine, and we were going back and forth. And, Teta talked about the preparation in his press conference. He talked about having very little time between the Europa League game and this game. And this is happening to every single team. There's a lot of matches in October. This World Cup's just going to screw everything up. It's going to be so annoying. And we saw the ramifications of the fatigue but there's no excuses. No excuses. And I think and I said in midweek, sometimes winning ugly is beautiful. And today's slogan for me is, sometimes being lucky, I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. And this is exactly what Kev's saying. This is the game that we would have lost any previous season. And, you go to Leeds United, you go to Ellen Road, the crowd were into it. The way you give Leeds so much respect for the way they came out in the second half. They were superb. But this is where Mikel Arteta is going to earn his crust, because we're going to need to start juggling players. There are a lot of tired folks out there. And this first 11 has played a lot of football. But again, no excuses, because everyone is having to deal with the same issues. But that was not good. We got PSV on Thursday, which is at home, and PSV are a really good team. So it's going to be hard for Arteta to juggle that. What's he going to do? We'll tackle that during the week. Then we have Southampton coming up, and we have Nottingham Forest. We've got some winnable games. Then we have Chelsea. But this is really, this was a wake-up call, big time. I mean, they provided more problems with their heavy metal football than Liverpool ever did. Bamford came on and changed the game. He gave them a renewed sense of belief and energy. But for Ramsdale today, we could have easily lost that 3-1, 4-1. I mean, the penalty miss, that was crazy. And sometimes you say to yourself, wow, that luck is everything, everything. Kevin Campbell, the team mentality when we score is a worry. I like the team mentality when we score. I mean, we huddled, felt like we were going to be in control of that game. They made a mistake. We capitalized on it. When you're away from home, if you can make those moments count, that shows that you're a pretty good football team. They weren't really giving us too much. We couldn't make it count. The first half, we started off poor. I made some notes because there was a lot like Tommy Yasu was a bit of a deer in headlights. The left back, if you're not naturally in that position, it can cause problems against teams. And it just felt like in that first half we were overrun. We couldn't deal with their speed. We were getting killed on the flanks. There was no control in midfield. We were all over the place. But when you look at how bad it was and you walk away with a win and a clean sheet away from home, this is what winning a title is all about. I'm not saying we're going to win a title. This is what competing in the Premier League is all about again. And we were able to weather the storm and we came out there with a point. The best thing that we did in the first half, I felt, was how we were playing without the ball. I felt like we retreated very well. I said this on Sky Sports. When we do those things, we talked about it with Dan as well. Like when we play in really positive in units, it's positive, it's harmonious. And I felt like we did that and we coped well with that. But my goodness, when the goal came in the first half, it was a relief. And what a finish, by the way. What a goal by Saka, who is slowly becoming, a superstar. Faded, though. Didn't do anything else, but he got the winning goal. And that's what you want from your top players. Get a goal, and then let's defend that lead away from home. Of course, we wanted to get the extra goal and have that cushion, but it didn't happen. And my God, the second half, we were under the cosh. The disallowed goal. They started at supersonic pace, and VAR has been our friend in the last few games. Some people might say that was soft, but I think that's given us a foul anywhere else on the pitch. And the onslaught just carried on. It didn't stop. They were absolutely relentless. And I invited Magic Mike to come on and have a chat, but he's at Costco buying lobster. Better off, mate. I will take lobster too. I said all three, didn't I? Look, I've just come off a high octane, adrenaline driven game. I paced and did all of my steps. You guys nitpicking, it's my Sunday too, right? Let's stick together here. Yes, I said a point. I meant 3 points. Thank you, Don Juan. Thank you for correcting me on the score as well earlier. I'm a bit pissed off, but I'm happy. I'm not pissed off. That was awful. Awful. That was really bad. And I think that I think there's going to be certain games in the season where performance doesn't matter. And as Arsenal fans, because we've started performing really well and we've started playing nice football, that we're going to nitpick at those kinds of games. But today was just disastrous. We couldn't deal with the press. Like when you think about this game, let's say we were playing Manchester City next week, which, by the way, I said I would love for us to play City now. Not so sure. Not because I don't think that we can give them a good game or that we wouldn't handle that game a lot better. Maybe City don't break as supersonic fast as Leeds. But we couldn't take advantage of their vulnerabilities either. We did once, but that was enough to win the game. And we were lucky that their shooting boots were absolute shite today. And we got away with it. And Ramsdale was brilliant. So 3 points. V-Dub, well said. We regroup and we go again. Let's get some of your comments up. David says they look so leggy, not sure if the timing threw them off. We won, that's all that matters. My worry, says Tammy, is that we don't have depth. 315 plus in live chat. Let us know what you think. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming too, Ian. Calm down, sweetie. Who are you talking to? I'm not your sweetie, and I'm calm. Did you hear me raise my voice? Have I gone supersonic? Why don't you calm down, sweetie? Come in my house and call me sweetie and tell me to calm down. What's wrong with people? Thank you, Colby. We did look tired. I'm tired too. I know. I love you too, Don One. You're the man. That performance is worrying, not going to lie. Good luck doesn't last. Well, we haven't had a lot of luck, though, have we, over the years? We haven't really. And, you know, I think luck has been on our side on a couple of occasions. Some people thought we got lucky in the Liverpool game with the Gabriel penalty. And we're going to get to Gabriel. And you know what? Maybe I'll get Tom Canton back on the show so we can talk about the episode that we did. What do you guys think of that? Let's just get stuck right into that, shall we? Firstly, what a terrible decision on the field. And I know people complain about VAR, but imagine if there was no VAR today. That would have been bad. And we would have been yelling. We wouldn't have been calm. That would have been awful. And the right decision was made. And thankfully, even when the referee went to the monitor, I know that most of our hearts were going boom, 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 boom. But he made the right decision. Clear foul by Bamford. But Gabriel has to like curb those moments. And a red card, Bamford was acting. That was an Oscar nomination for a performance. And you're right, Liz. Worth its weight in gold today. Absolutely worth its weight in gold. Where was Saliba's red card for the last man foul? Same old Arsenal, always cheating. Voice of reason. You do not sound like the voice of reason. Greeny Man says we would have lost without VAR. Patrick says Gabby was great. We'll get to that. Thank you, Matthew. We haven't had a lot of luck over the years, says Guna Works, but we may have used up every last of it in this game. Let's talk about him. Let's get to the player ratings, right? Because tomorrow we're going to dissect a little bit more of the tactical side of things with Arsblog. Don't miss that. Super Kev's going to send his observations video and he's going to send us a couple questions for Arsblog tomorrow too. Look, they play a certain way. It doesn't change up much. Personnel may change, but they play that way. High octane, fast paced. They're going to press you up against the wall until you can't breathe. And they suffocated us today. In that second half, as they should, home team, the way they play, they were totally in command. And we were like a heavyweight fighter just clinging onto the ropes. And you know what? When you cling onto the ropes and you win, that's okay. But we put ourselves in some really bizarre situations. Hey, Mike, telling a player to simply control his emotions is easier than said than done. Totally agree with you. Listen, I can come on this show and have been supersonic, not today, and have been during Arteta's time. And, you know, as fans, we can't control our emotions. So to tell a player in a time where, and also he knew he was aggrieved. And, you know, there's nothing worse than injustice. It's my Achilles heel, injustice in life. I can't deal with injustice for people, whether it's work, whether it's relationships, whatever it is. And when you feel like you've been screwed, And Gabriel was. And he knew it. And he was put in a situation cleverly, didn't work out for Bamford. Cleverly. But it's not a case of we got away with it. It was probably a yellow because there was intent there because he was trying to retaliate. Bamford was acting. He should have got a yellow, but there was no way that that was another penalty. Absolutely no. No way. Nothing stuck, says Leon. We couldn't put 3 passes together. We couldn't. It was awful. It was bitty. There was no cohesiveness. There were moments in the first half, I thought, where Odegaard did try to do that. Jesus wasn't at the races today. And yeah, hit the like button. Let's get into some player ratings. Let's start off with Ramsdale, which, by the way, this is my favorite photo of the entire day. Where they told him that the game was, being postponed for a bit. He just started laughing. It's hilarious. What a stud he was today. He gets a 11 out of 10 for me. He was brilliant. And he was put in some awkward, awful positions, especially by Saliba. And he handled it brilliantly. He was having to make double saves. The dude was on it. And you know what? When your team isn't and you're under the cosh, you really need your goalkeeper to turn up. And I think we're all harmonious ourselves in this. Ramsdale 9, man of the match 8, 9. Sorry, that's quite a screen name. Sorry, I called you a walking meatloaf. That's made me laugh. How the heck did you, Gabriel, just not? We've got some opposing fans in tonight. That's good. That's a good sign. Opposing fans want to listen to the show. They're all probably disguised as Danny D. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9, 10. It was a masterclass. Can you imagine what's going on in the dressing room, what Arteta's saying to him? Brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. And it's no coincidence the opposition targeted Gabriel. And this is something we have to look out for. Absolutely 100%. 10 out of 10 from DS. Colby says it wasn't pretty. We rode our luck. We got the 3 points. That's what top teams do. We couldn't do this past season. Yeah, exactly. United drew today. Couldn't beat Newcastle. This happens. And we've seen United do these things as well during their runs. Lynn says, Sophie, Gabby needs to be very careful. I know he was through over those 2 weeks. Look, I hear you guys. The referee lost control of the game. I think from the beginning, the entire officiate crew, the organization of it all. It was a total shit show. Leeds outplayed us. Hey, Matthew. Leeds outplayed us second half. We didn't get smashed. They need to win and call it a smash. Yeah, they outplayed us. Carlito says that red on Gabriel reminds me of the Patrick Vieira Van Nistelrooy. Vieira got second yellow and Gabriel got straight red. No way. So Ramsdale and his big time 9s, 370 plus in live chat. Hit that like button and let's get rolling. Who's next? Let's do this together, you guys. You're my co-hosts today, and I love it. I'm going to put this up because we did Rambo. We got Benjamin, and we've got Tomiyasu. I think if I was to do this as a sweeping analysis of player ratings, we do need a group hug. And look, we're still top of the league. We won a horrible game away from home, and we didn't concede a goal. And look, I love how our standards have gone up in terms of what our expectations are for this team. But in general today, I don't think most players had it. I thought Tomiyasu had a nightmare today, if I'm being fair. And I don't know where the 7 comes from, Phoebe, for Tommy. Thought he settled better in the second half when he went back to right back, but for some reason, unlike Liverpool, he wasn't able to cope with the sustained pressure, and he was getting totally exposed on that left side. And in turn, I think what happened was that we weren't able to see really the best of Martinelli. But Martinelli knew, and I tell you, there were a couple of times when Martinelli tracked back, and I just thought, wow, this kid is absolutely amazing. Didn't have a really great game going forward, but I don't think he was able to do that. And Tomiyasu's distribution was horrible, horrible, really bad. Where were we watching a different game? Tomiyasu an 8? Don't see it. Bravo 10, White 8, Tommy 6, Tommy 7, Tommy 5, 5, White 7, Tommy 6. Saliba and White for centre back next game. Benny gets a 7. Tommy 7. We've got 160 likes. Keep them coming. White gets a 7. Ben gets a 7. 6 for both. Team getting leggy. Totally agree. 8 for Gabriel. We're going to get to Gabriel's score in a minute. Mark in a minute. Yeah, they do. Tommy 6. We'll get to Saliba. Thank you for that. Mikey says there's a ton of stuff we can pick at today, 100%, but I can't get away from being happy over the win. Listen, when you win ugly like that, it's great. I said it on Thursday in the Europa League. Sometimes winning ugly is beautiful. Today, as I said, the slogan is, I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. Ramsdale was immense. You know, for me, Ben gets a 7. Again, I thought he was solid. I'm going to give him a 6, actually. And Tomiyasu, for me, gets like for the first half, he gets a 4. For the second half, he gets a 6. So I'm going to give him a 5. He was immense against Liverpool. Benched Salah, but he just couldn't cope with the speed of Leeds at all. Yeah, 3 points on the board. 27, many aerial duels, 1. Hi, Sophie. Sound is fine. And as you are of the show, thank you. I feel the same way, V-Dub, kind of. I feel like it might not be that kind of day. So I'm going to try and do it all encapsulate, but we can't let Saliba get away with it, right? So before we get to Gabriel, I want to talk about this because a lot of fans have come at Gabriel and talked about how Saliba has saved him. I thought today Gabriel played better than Saliba. I thought in the second half he was so sloppy. It was so uncharacteristic of him. Again, you know, could be fatigue. But I agree. I think it was his worst game I've seen him play. And I also agree with whoever just said it was the worst game. Top Don One says the worst game Tommy played. Yeah. The result, maybe not the performance, Matthew. Man of the match, Danger says, was VAR. So, yeah, Saliba, not so great. Martinelli, amazing player. It wasn't Saliba's best game. You're right, Sophie. The result is all that matters is the result. I mean, there were times where he really exposed Ramsdale. So we'll just leave it at that. For me, Saliba gets a 5. We'll see what Kev and Andrew say tomorrow as well. I thought Gabriel, up until that last minute, was having a pretty good game, to be honest with you. In terms of the defense, I thought that he was the one that dealt with the pressure the most. But again, it wasn't the best performance. And, yeah, you know, that mistake again at the end could have cost us, and it didn't. We got away with it. But like I said, the right decision was made. And I think what Gabby needs to do is just take a deep breath and know that he's going to be targeted now by most teams. And players are going to try and be clever and rile him up and elbow him and do what Bamford did because there were no other options for Leeds. You know, time was ticking. It was proving to be difficult for them to finish. They broke us down, but they couldn't finish their dinner. And that's because we had an amazing play between the posts. And together with a bit of luck, we got away with it. I didn't think Xhaka was that great today either. But again, totally different game, right? Can't play like gung-ho the way he has been playing. And credit to Leeds, they nullified some of our strengths. Jesus, totally out the game. Xhaka just couldn't play his game. And you 100%, someone said it too, you have to credit Leeds for nullifying our strengths. And that is what good opposition does. Smile. There you go. Smile. Here's a smile. Yeah, we won. We got 3 points. But you know what? This is why we do a post-game show so we can analyze initially, right hot off the press, what we saw and how we saw it. And it just wasn't great all the way around. Gabriel today, yes, he's usually the man who presses off the ball in terms of all the great things that he does. Didn't have a great game. For me, he gets like a 6, 5, 6. I know bouncing all over the place here, but because generally I think most players deserve a 6. Even though Saka got the goal, he didn't do anything after that. And I'm okay with that. He got the winning goal. So that's fine by me. But you can't have these kinds of games often or these types of performances. What you don't want is for this to become a trend, right? So it's no panic. It's one game. We escaped. We played ugly. We got 3 points. Leeds will tear you down with the way they play. These players tonight are going to be exhausted. They need to get home, make a cup of tea, and watch Netflix and chill. Don't watch Match of the Day 2. Don't do any of that. Just relax, have a nice cup of tea, and get ready for training tomorrow. And it's okay. Even superstars have off days. Martinelli still, for me, defensively, he really adds so much value. There were a couple of moments where Tomiyasu was exposed and he intercepted. One went for a corner. His energy is non-stop. If there's one player that never seems exhausted, it's this guy. But eventually it will take it out of him. And the way we play, and you're asking your offensive players to do a lot of that off-the-ball work, it will catch up with us. We need to start rotating the team a little bit. Maybe give Odegaard a rest against PSV and play Vieira. He's played in Europe a lot. He understands the pace of the European competitions. I wouldn't be adverse to that at all. I would even just let Jesus rest. I'd give Eddie a shot up front. Okay, now you're crazy, right? You're giving Thomas Partey a 9? Did I wake up on the wrong side of the football bed? Am I missing something? Thomas Partey, for me, was one of the worst players today. When he decides to have a bad game, he really has a bad game. He's not halfway house, this geezer, is he? At all. I thought he gave the ball away cheaply again. He provided no protection for the back line. Xhaka was having to do a lot more, couldn't play his game. Our midfield was absent today. Suspects for DS: Partey, Tommy, Odi, Saliba. Anyway, 353 of you in live chat. Hit that like button. We're getting 4s. We say that. It's one game, I don't know about that, missing him. But Nav says Bamford did foul. He shouldn't have kicked out, though. Yeah, the whole squad Apart from Ramsdale had an off day, I think Saliba and Jesus had a bad day at the office. It happens, luck on our side. You know, maybe this was the game to rest Jesus, considering Eddie's history with Leeds. That might have been a good one. You know, there was a little doubt about whether or not he'd be fully fit for this match. So Mikel Arteta has to really reestablish, not reestablish, kind of reevaluate. He knew October was going to be tough, and my goodness, it's tough, and just have to rest players. And this is where a big squad comes in handy, but a good squad. And I thought today our bench was decent to play against a team like Leeds. He didn't look fully fit. You're not at all. I don't think anyone skewed people's narrative was good, but maybe not top notch. That's my opinion. I thought he was terrible. This is why we do these post game shows, you know? I didn't think he had a great game. Let's not misconstrue being stoked that we played absolute garbage. We got 3 points and we didn't concede a goal. Stoked about that. Individual performances, don't come in here and say, oh, he gets a whatever. There's no way anyone deserves I don't care if that's a troll or not. Whatever it is, nobody deserves a 9 today other than Ramsdale. That's a fact. Let me read you the stat. 6 shots, we had 9. 4 on target for both teams. We had 54% possession to their 46, 500 passes for us, 420 for them. Pass accuracy 83%, 78 for them. 11 fouls by us, 10 by them. 2 yellow cards for us. A red card rescinded, of course. 4 offsides. We had 3 corners. They had 6. They played really well. They couldn't capitalize in the end. We walk away with the 3 points. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Lovely. Sophie, do you think having Tommy on the left hinders Party a little? I don't know if it hinders Party. I thought it hindered Martinelli more offensively. I think from a sense of his distribution being poor, then perhaps yes, in terms of connecting with the midfield in that way. But I just think we got overrun by Leeds on speed, and it hindered everybody today. You know? Yeah, it is. It's our best start since 1904. Ramsdale was easily man of the match, says Misfit. Steve says, I thought Jesus looked a bit leggy. Yeah, he needs to rest this week, I think. Thank you. Leeds fan. Hi, Lee. Thanks for joining us. Gutted we didn't get something out of that, but that's how champions win games. Soft spot for Arsenal. Hope they go on to win the league. Well, thank you so much, Lee, and thank you for joining. Your team was really good today. I think you're going to be okay in the Premier League. I think you'll start picking up points. I like Tyler Adams. I'm a massive James Johnston and I are big Tyler Adams fans. Goonagang says, Soph, don't card me here, but both CBs were below par regardless of the performance. If you lose your head game after game, it's a worry. I agree. Perfectly fair comment there. Absolutely. 100%. But Jesse March has got a nice little team there, and I think Leeds will be just fine. 3 points. We move on to PSV. Let's see. Yirki, I think. When Xhaka is cool as a cucumber, we've got another. Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on, isn't there? That's okay, because Xhaka will take him under his wing, take him out to dinner, and I think we need Zinchenko back. I think we've seen, like, in a couple of games, we're kind of getting away with that. The way Arteta wants to play, Zinchenko's going to be the guy there. But you know what? Tierney came on and did a really good job today. I thought he came on and he tried to, I think he dealt with that side, that flank a lot better than Tommy did. And I thought Tommy did a lot better on his side when he was asked as well. So, yeah. So, basically for me, everyone gets a 6. and Ramsdale gets an 11. And Mikel Arteta, look, I don't blame Arteta for going with Tomiyasu. Maybe he underestimated I don't think he underestimated Leeds' quality on that side. I don't think he underestimated because I thought they had joy on both flanks. Um, Harrison, the way they interchange and the way they move, their movement is great. It really is. They're good players, but he needs to start thinking about managing the squad because I think we know with our starting 11 we can pick up points, right? And we're in a really commanding position of in terms of our own mental attitude and our how we can overcome adversity. Never gave up. I'll give the team that. They never gave up in that match. They stuck it out. They stuck together. But we made some fundamental mistakes and we kind of got away with it. And our goalkeeper kept us in it. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything to add. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Any questions? As I said, tomorrow night we're going to be doing Monday Madness with Arsblog, 8 o'clock. Make sure you check in. Look out for an observation video. Kev came into chat earlier today. You can see his comments on that. 360 of you in live chat. Please hit the like button. I would really respect that a lot. And Danny D masquerading perhaps. We're going to figure out what his screen name is this week, you guys. We're going to crack down on that. PI style, Magnum PI style. I don't think it'll be till next season, Matthew. Because after the World Cup, the first game back is Boxing Day. I don't think we're going to see that match maybe January, February. Do you know what I mean? 214 likes. Thank you for the report, Ian. Odegaard did find the pass for the goal, and I think people are being a bit harsh on him today. Look, I think it's so easy. This is what Tom and I were trying to say about Gabriel. You know, we're a team, but we tend to pick on players. And today, everyone's like picking on Odegaard. I thought Odegaard had a decent first half. He did create the assist for the goal. Some people think he's been off since the Brentford game. I mean, nobody played well today. So I don't think it's fair to pick on a particular player and point the finger and say, you know, you were rubbish. You know? Demsek, thanks for the show, Sophie. A strange one. Oh, yeah, the show feels strange too, doesn't it? The whole thing feels strange, which is why I think I'm just gonna like go home. I am at home. Go off and maybe have a Bloody Mary or have some breakfast and digest this. I'm gonna watch the game again. Can you believe that? I always do. So I can prepare for Monday Madness. And I'll have some questions. Come loaded with your questions for Ask Blog tomorrow. Ask him anything. I'm just going to let you guys ask him whatever you want. And Andrew will give us his breakdown of the game. And then same with Super Kev. Look out for those videos. I'll post them as soon as I get them. I'm going to go and watch Liverpool versus Man City, then a little American football. And then maybe this afternoon, take a little ride on a train somewhere. Why not? You know, why not? We've been spoiled, you guys. It's been good so far this season, right? It's been magic. We're top of the league. Look, if there's a draw here, suits us just fine, right? Tottenham won yesterday, so we get those. We get that cushion back, and winning tough games like this is so important. This is an Arsenal Football Club that would have lost those games in the past, and that's the part that is changing, you know. And these guys stick together; they back each other all the way, and that's the most important thing. As bad as it was, we still walked away with the 3 points. Good luck to our Arsenal women as well, who played Reading in about an hour or so. And you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I hope you enjoyed this weird broadcast. because today was a weird day. 27 points out of 30. Absolutely brilliant. But that wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. So let's talk about it again tomorrow night when we've got some fresh. Hi, Taib, I'm leaving now. When we've got some freshness about us and we can dive into it a little bit more. And thank you. I appreciate your very kind words, you guys. Love you lots like vodka shots. And we will reconvene tomorrow at 8 p.m. in the evening. Look out on our Twitter and our community pages for more information. Don't forget to go visit the boys at zenithcoins.com. The link for your 25% discount is in the description of this show. It's the perfect gift for the holiday season. And don't forget to nominate your mates. Don't forget to nominate your mates to get the Highbury Squad coin. Kevin and I are going to play Santa Claus this holiday season, and we are going to give away lots and lots of stuff. Also, our swag, there's a link to that. You buy that, all the money goes to various charities in our Arsenal communities. We can talk about that a little bit more this weekend. Apparently, I get a 10 out of 10. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And you know what? Up the Arsenal, 3 points. Ugly win is beautiful. And sometimes being lucky is better than being good. But we know this team is good. So enjoy your Sunday.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
The Highbury Squad is powered by Zenith Coins. Support the future, treasure the past. Official licence partner of the Arsenal Football Club. Follow at Zenith Coins across all social platforms.
At ease. Damn. What a hot mess.